Testing 1, 2. And the volume was... How's it, Ola, and how is she cutting? Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for the SASJ Tri-Nations Competition at the 334 World Cup qualifier at Kyalami Equestrian Park. Our competitors are just currently walking the course, arena's getting prepped, and we're looking forward to an exciting afternoon of show jumping here. I'm joined today by Sten Muchner, as I was yesterday. Sten, what are you looking forward to today? What do you think?
It's going to be interesting to see. I think Kevin's definitely pitched a slightly more difficult track. The jumps obviously all up a hole or two, and some more technical lines than yesterday, so it'll test the riders and the partnerships that they've managed to form with their horses. But it's going to be interesting to see. I thought the Irish team was incredibly strong yesterday, so it'll be interesting to see if they can keep that same form up today. But yeah, definitely a few extra technicalities in the course today. You and I have managed to walk the course, and what did you think about it?
I thought the same. I was chatting to Kevin a little bit there. What my concern would be in this track is from 4 to 5. You have a slight bending line. It walks short, slightly short on 6, but yesterday a few horses did have a look at the umbrella and the hospitality area to the right, so they would be inclined to fall in, making that 6 even shorter. So that's going to be, in my opinion, a sort of a, not a bogey area, but an area of concern. And yourself?
Agreed. And then maybe the last line, 11 to 12, walked a normal 6 strides, but hopefully the South African riders have a bit of home ground advantage there. You know, cantering down the hill towards the gate, you and I know just as well that those distances always end up getting a bit shorter, especially towards the end of the course, and it's in the speed section of the 2-phase. So I think that could catch out a couple of the riders. But overall, I think Kevin's tried to pitch it fairly, but just asking 1 or 2 more questions, not quite as simple as yesterday.
Definitely, I agree. Do you want to take us through the course there quick, Sten?
So I think left or right, depending on which rein is your horse's better rein, to number 1, the Western Shop Oxer, going towards the gate down the hill. Then they make a big right sweep to the Afrizan Vertical at number 2. Normal 5 strides. We got to ride that distance in the last class. It's pretty level up to that KPC Oxa. Then a left turn to the 334 Vertical. Like you said, quite a steady 6 strides down to that double, the rear net double, jumping into the corner. I think you're right. I think that's going to take quite a lot of concentration from the horses jumping into that corner with the cameraman and that stand up there and the hospitality. And they make a left turn back to number 6, the Hollard jump, and I think then their time starts, the speed section starts. They've got the option of going inside number 4 or around to the I-Farmer jump here at number 7. Now, I would imagine they would have upped their pace, quite a good gallop up there. Then a right turn to the vertical in the middle of the arena at number 8, jumping towards the hospitality. Left turn inside the double to number 9, the Kudu Oxa. Ride that up off your eye to the Toyota double, and then I think it's quite tight to go inside to 11, from 10 to 11 maybe, but we saw some tight turning from those Irish boys yesterday, so maybe that's on. Number 11, that Prestige Vertical, and then I think what's going to ride is a steady 6 strides down to that green and purple ox at number 12.
Interestingly enough, I saw the 2 chef de keeps for Portugal and for Ireland walking a very, very direct line from 11 to 12. I don't know if you saw that as well.
Yeah, so you're thinking 5 is on?
I think the 5 is on.
All right, well that's going to be an exciting rundown to the last.
But again, this today wouldn't be the most important day. Obviously, every day is important when it comes to show jumping, but it doesn't count to the final, which is on Saturday. So maybe will they take the risk to flatten the horse? Is there enough time to get the horse back and listening? Yes, there is. There's a day in between, so why not? Why not try today and see what happens?
I've seen you putting in a bit of schooling before Championship Day, cantering quite slowly and collected before. On Gummy, what's his name? Yummy. I've seen him doing the odd collected work the day before Championship, so
exactly.
Probably. Yeah. Should we have a look at the running order and just go through. Today we've got a sort of different formats. I saw yesterday they had all the South African riders, all the Portuguese riders, all the Irish riders. Today they've mixed it up a little bit. So in at number 1 is Georgia Scribanti riding Hamza Minty's Continental Drift. She had a very respectable round yesterday. Number 2, Katy, the winner from yesterday on Zarina Hotspot, owned and bred by the Zarina stud. They're from Namibia and do a lot of breeding and have had some very successful horses. At 3, Thomas van Rijkersvorsel. He was the quickest of our South African riders yesterday on Georgia Scribanti's L Team. The Irish riders, Owen Brennan at 4 on Oscar Nubes and the McFarlane family's Sifakile Kalaho Consigo. Then we have our first Portuguese rider, Alice Rocha Laruca, riding Taranan Combrink's Connell VTS. Our second Portuguese rider, Camila Nunes Pereira, riding Gulliver, owned by Thomas van Rijkersvorsel. Then one of the tall Irish boys, Cohen Williams, riding Ashley Taylor's Farnham for Gold. He had a really good round yesterday, unfortunately one down, but really showed how he could get that horse up to pace. Then Katy McEntee, riding Jalia Nicolau from the Ranch Equestrian. She's riding her horse, the Ranch Dark Dancer LC. Then Ashley Taylor, riding Tanya Davy-Smith's Rockstar Bourbon. Now, our last South African rider, Hamza Minty, riding Michaela Kutz's Caldame's Aragon. Then the last of our 2 Portuguese riders, Daniela Pereira Rodriguez, riding Raquel Mendez. CS Michaela, I really liked the look of that horse yesterday. Raquel's done such a good production job on that horse. And our last rider, Ana Marta da Silva Abreu, riding Amy Hayes Cortina RLH, who I thought rode around yesterday that was probably going to win the class until those Irish riders showed us exactly what they were made of and what we were in for with this Tri-Nations. So I think, yeah, an exciting class ahead of us, and the Irish are the ones to beat.
Exactly. So let's settle in and watch some very good riders on some very talented horses. Again, different format to what we're used to in show jumping. Normally in show jumping we are riding our own horses. This format allows us to see what these riders are going to do on different horses that they've borrowed from the competitors in this class and generally donated by owners as well.
So we have Georgia Scribanti in on Continental Drift. Playful, has a lot of character. You saw him as he came into the arena already bouncing around a little bit, and Georgia does an amazing job yesterday, just watching her keeping the lid on this horse and making sure he's trying to focus on the job, or trying her hardest to get him to focus on the job.
He had sorry, Stan, he had a little spook. I remember at this grandstand yesterday to the right of us near number 4 jump, the 334. So we need to see how he tackles, in our opinion, the most difficult part of the track.
And I saw she's already gone to show him that spot of the arena, so she's on it. She's a very cool, calm and collected rider, so let's watch and see how she makes her way around this track. Nice long straight approach down to number 1. Yeah, I'm very positive, making sure he knows that this is on.
This horse will be used to a turn of speed as well. Hamza always competitive, the normal rider of this horse.
Coming up to this slightly trickier line with the steady 6. Let's see how it rides.
3.
Yeah, perfectly ridden. She gave him a little tap on the shoulder there. That pays the price, jumping out. I think she just wanted to make sure that he was definitely in front of her going to that double, and he jumped out a bit strong.
Yeah, just a bit too much in front of her, which is no problem. Again, today is not the final result. Obviously, every day counts in the ego of every rider and country, I'm sure.
Sure, and she's really putting it on today, isn't she? I mean, she's turned up the speed. She's obviously seeing what she's got for the last day. She's turning inside everything and moving up as well.
And the horse responding nicely. Such expression in its ears. If you go for a bit of a distance, it has a lovely expression trying for her. Inside.
Yep, we called it.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Is the 5 possible?
Maybe around 7 to 11 and then 5 in a straight line. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to get proven wrong, but I think turning inside to 11 and then to still get the 5, you're going to have a very good shot at number 11. Just to touch on the position and style of Georgia, I mean, while she's jumping around, she's going at quite some speed. It still looks like she's doing equitation.
Yeah, such good grounding, and all these young riders we have in this class. You can see the future of South African show jumping and the world of show jumping looks strong.
So next up we have Katy, the winner of yesterday's class, riding Zarina Stud's Zarina Hotspot. Let's see how she tackles today. She might back off a little bit after her win yesterday, or let's see if she keeps up the same sort of tempo.
Horse a little bit unsure to number 1, so we'll see if that's setting the tone or if it just needs a bit of confidence. Obviously a very, very careful horse.
I've watched him a bit, and he can sometimes do that early on in the course, but usually he seems to, once he settles into the track, he gets into his stride and he settles a little bit.
Oh, how unfortunate. We did say that was a technical part of the track. The horse did look slightly sticky, unfortunately, and you can actually see that she's wearing an air jacket that sort of, I can't find a different word, but explodes as you fall to protect the rider's back and spine, which is obviously a nice safety touch. Paramedics going over to make sure she's okay. I'm sure she's okay. Looked like a bit of a light fall. Unfortunate for Ireland, who seems so strong.
Yeah, they'll definitely hinder their plans, because that was the horse that was looking like probably their jump-off horse for the Saturday class, the team event. It's never something we want to see in the sport, but yeah, like you say, rider and horse both look unfazed and okay. I wish I'd been wearing one of those air jackets 4 weeks ago when I got trampled on. All right, so next up we have Thomas van Rijkersworsel riding Georgia Scribanti's Ultime. He had a very, very classy round yesterday. He was some 7 seconds off the pace of the winner, but he looked like he was just feeling the horse out and having a nice trip around that track. So let's see today if he ups the pace, or yeah, it looks like Team South Africa's script is to go a little tighter and quicker today from what I've seen from the first Georgia.
So when I was on the social media, I see that HQ did an interview with Thomas and Ashley, and or was it Hamza and Ashley, and they were all saying that this would be their favorite horse to ride in the pool.
Not sure they understand how talented Hamza is in Georgia, because I don't know that I would want to pick. I mean, he's a lovely horse, but I think has his quirks as well.
Yes.
Nicely over number 1 and moving at a good tempo. A little bit disunited round the turn, but Thomas just sticks to his rhythm. Yeah. Gives him nice space up the 5 strides. Now he's approaching this more difficult line down towards the corner.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, beautifully ridden. If you want to know about body control through a double, that's probably not a bad video to re-watch.
He knows what's up, does Thomas. Inside here to number 7.
Gets a little deep, but gets away with it at number 7. Yeah, I mean, Thomas is cool, calm and collected. I don't know how much time you spent with him, but even when he's excited, he sounds like he's 3 breaths away from a good sleep.
All these top athletes are. I mean, your friend Liam Stevens would be similar to that, wouldn't he?
Ice in his veins.
Ice, yeah. You need that to be a top.
Whoa! Just, you see, that's where, you know, it looks so easy to get on foreign horses when these guys are making it look so simple, but just that lack of partnership, and the guys don't always, you know, the communication can sometimes go a little array. It's difficult for the horses to understand exactly what the riders want, and for the riders to understand how much pressure the horses need sometimes.
Yes, and as you said earlier, it's slightly more tricky track. Maybe we all got lulled into a false sense of security when it came to what this competition had to offer. You know, it is difficult. It does take talent. It does take perseverance, and it does take a bit of luck as well.
Yeah, and it shows you a bit of the class of Kevin Spratley, the course designer, just giving the guys a really easy day on day one. But I mean, he needs to get them ready for the Tri-Nations on Saturday. So, you know, he needs to give them a fair enough go today that they know what they're in for. So next up we have Owen Brennan riding Sfakile Calo Consigo. This horse really impressed me yesterday. I mean, we've all really liked him from the get-go. I think he was one of the favorites off the auction. Oscar's done an amazing production job. But Owen's really, yeah, he seems to get a good feel out of the horse, and the horse has really trusted him. So I think we're in for a treat here. Let's see.
Just love the way obviously Irish on the international circuit at the top level have an incredible number of riders. I think the biggest percentage of on the circuit would be, sorry, let me try that again. The highest number of top riders at the top level would be Ireland. So you can see the way that they can keep the horse between the hand and leg, keep it motivated, keep it forward, but keep it under himself.
Yeah, you see him setting the horse up there in front of number 4, and he uses a bit more curve down to that double, really used the space and created space for the horse. A few years back when I rode at Wellington, could have sworn I was in Ireland. There were more Irish riders there than Americans. Sure. That horse really jumped number 7, and he's also gone inside like Georgia. Shoo! On the angle and forward committed to number 8. If he can keep this together, this is going to take some beating.
And we presume he's going to go inside to number 11. Now, will he get 5 to the last? I think he will.
I think his hope is on it. Yep, there you go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just about, and he makes it.
Take a bow, Owen Brennan. What a round. Wow. That's going to take some beating.
An incredible round. You can see he knew exactly what his mission was and executed it perfectly. He knew the 5 was there, just about got away with it, and he did.
He's going to be doing some waiting work tomorrow before the champs class, I would think. That horse looked incredible now. Just touching on Owen's hands while he rides. I don't know if you noticed. I mean, it's nice when guys don't ride with gloves, I think, because you can really, you know, it highlights the position of their hands. And his hands are amazing. Carries his hands and really gave that horse balance to everything.
Yeah, as I was saying, they had the horse completely between his leg and hand, you know, momentum from the back and holding it in front, so it keeps that balance all the way to the fence, over the fence, and after the fence.
Alrighty, next up we have our first rider from Portugal, Alice Rocha Laruca, riding Connell VTS for owner Taranan Combrink. She had a really smooth round yesterday. I think we can be expecting a bit more of the same from her. Very stylish riders, the Portuguese.
Yeah, as I said earlier, all these young riders are, and the word is stylish, they are stylish. They sit well, position is never compromised. They're effective as well, as you can see as they masterfully guide these horses around these tracks. Strong lower leg position, allowing the horse to take its time and jump that one carefully. Understands there's a quiet 6 coming, a bit of leg in the double. Perfectly ridden again.
Yeah, also using a slightly wider curve from 4 to 5 and making the horse's job easy. You touched on it yesterday. Often lending your horses to riders for these events is quite stressful, but I must admit this time I think these owners almost feel like they should pay a schooling fee to these young riders because they've been amazing. Just getting a little bit deep in on the angle there at number 7, an unlucky rail.
Yeah, unlucky. Just maybe the shoulder leading slightly, maybe anticipating the turn, but no harm. We'll see how the rest of the round goes, but still, as I said, Saturday is the Tri-Nations event. These are, although important classes, somewhat like warm-up classes.
Yeah, basically a warm-up class for these riders just to get a feel. I've noticed Alice is quite a small lady and quite a big horse as well, so it's quite a lot for her to keep together.
Exactly, she uses her body very well.
Sorry, yeah, a very, very respectable round, a very nice round, beautifully ridden again. And Connell VTS's expression showing that he's quite enjoyed that round, I think. All right, so next up we have our second of the Portuguese riders, Camila Nunes Pereira, riding Gulliver, owned by Thomas van Rijkersvorsel. She also had a super stylish round yesterday. Also a small lady riding quite a big horse, or who's drawn quite a big horse. But she made the fit look very easy yesterday. So I think she'd be one of the younger riders in this class, is only 17 years old.
A few of them are 17. I was also surprised at that. They are quite young. But I guess when they ride as well as this,
Yeah, they could have come 4 years earlier.
Exactly. This horse turned out to perfection as well. Lovely plats. Always nice to see a horse turned out to its best. Oh, and a bit of a stop at number one. Had a long run to number one. Had a long time to look at it. I don't know if that had a part to play.
I've seen a few of the riders have opted for that around number 4 approach to number 1. I'm not sure. Sometimes under a bit of pressure, a slightly shorter approach can be favourable because you don't have as much time to change your mind. But I think the horse just getting distracted. I saw the flags in the corner there were blowing. There was a rider entering the arena. I don't know if that had an effect. That's very unfortunate, and unlike Gulliver, just not quite looking himself today.
No, you never know. Some horses of quality, obviously like he is, when they make a mistake like that, you almost need to build them up again slowly. They
can be a bit rattled.
They can be a bit rattled, you know. Like all the top athletes in humans as well, like horses, they have their quirks to be as good as they are. And maybe that was Gulliver's quirk coming out. As I say, some days it can work against you, and other days it can definitely work for you.
So next up we have Cohen Williams riding Ashley Taylor's Farnham for Gold. I don't know that I've ever seen someone turn up so tight to some of the jumps that Cohen did yesterday. Well, not when there's not €100,000 on prize money for offer. But sure, he turned tight yesterday, so let's see today.
So let's just unpack his style. He's really got his leg around the horse. Really around the horse. He's obviously got very long legs, so he's able to do that. Really sitting in the saddle. And again, when you can see when he's not wearing gloves, that he's not actually giving an awful lot over the fence, and that, I think it's so the horse keeps its balance.
Yeah, he's sussed this horse out very well. He's riding him very connected, and he's doing a really good job. Yeah, like you say, really supporting the horse with hand and leg, not unlike another rider I know sitting next to me.
He had one down yesterday. I can see a similar sort of fault yesterday, but again, he's getting the swing of it. He's understanding that this horse isn't one to gallop, so that's why he potentially is turning a little bit tighter.
Yeah, he's got really economical lines. If you watch there, number 9, he's jumping a little bit right to left already on the inside line to this double.
This horse has all the scope to jump this and much, much higher, and he understands that when he gets there, he's going to have the push, and he's going to go on the 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 5.
Yep. I saw that. Thought that was coming. Really, really good time. Just an unfortunate. I'd like to see, maybe by Saturday he'll have a bit more of a feel and a connection with the horse. And I'm sure we're in for a clear round on Saturday from that combination, because that's looking really good. Next up, Katy McEntee, riding the Ranchers Dark Dancer LC for Charlie and Nicolau.
Do you know this horse?
I've seen it jump once or twice, but I wouldn't say I know the horse. I've seen it jump. Quite a careful and competitive horse. Charlie is always quick against the clock, so yeah, let's see. She was the only rider yesterday not to be on the podium from Ireland, if I can remember correctly.
Yes.
So she'll have a bit of a point to prove with her teammates.
Exactly. Understand the Schefter keeps watching on to see the order that they're going to do it on Saturday.
It's always good for team banter in the evening as well.
Exactly.
I know they take this very seriously, but nothing like a bit of good team banter when you were the one that wasn't on the podium today. If she can get herself on the yesterday, if she can get herself on the podium today, which is looking like a good possibility, she'll be very happy.
Yeah, she'll be mindful of the fact that it's not as smooth sailing as it was yesterday for everyone.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, one of her teammates did have an elimination, and then was it Owen that was an earlier.
It was Katy.
Cohen. Cohen had one down, and Owen was clear, wasn't he?
Yes, Owen was clear, and Katy was the one that had the elimination. But this looking a really smooth round. Sure.
Fantastic.
Really good. She didn't do the inside turn from 7 to 8, but if I'm not mistaken,
She's in second now.
that puts her into second behind her teammate Owen Brennan and Svekile Consigo. So, yeah, she's there and thereabouts. She'll be hoping to hang on to the podium. Okay, so next up we have Ashley Taylor riding Tanya Davey-Smith's Rockstar Bourbon. And as Lawrence has just pointed out to me, Owen is in first place, Owen Brennan in first place, and Katy McEntee in second. But there's a good 10 seconds between their two times, so he was really moving. I'm not sure that time's going to be touched today.
Now Ashley Taylor.
I don't know if you saw her mom mentioned on social media. This is her mom's jacket that she rode in her very first Tri-Nations for South Africa, when Lorette rode for South Africa. This is her very same jacket, and she thought Ashley would sort of turn her nose up at the idea of wearing her mom's jacket, and she offered it to her and said, I'll have it tailored for you and whatever. And Ashley said, no Mom, I want to ride it just as you wore it.
That's
ride
fantastic.
in it just as you rode in it. Yeah. So,
But isn't
quite
that
cool?
What horses do to a family, you know?
It's an amazing sport where you can have young, old, men and women all on the same footing. It's a great sport.
Yeah. So equal, so family orientated, and
Actually, really having a good round here, eh? In her normal form of style, and just moving along, not running the horse off its feet, but sure.
Careful
a
jumping.
Picture. Yeah.
She's gone the inside. Will she go she's probably going to go the 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go, Ash.
Yeah, what a round. What a round. I mean, she knew, you could see, she got a little bit, the horse maybe got a little bit confused coming inside there to 11. She really helped him at that Prestige Vertical. And then just settled down on the 6 to the last jump there, but she moves into second place. Only, some 6 seconds behind Owen Brennan, but still a good 4 seconds up ahead of Katy McEntee. So, what a great round. Sure, she'll be pleased with that. We're down to our last 3 riders. Our last rider for South Africa, Hamza Minty, riding Michaela Kutz's Kildame's Aragon. He's a naturally quick rider. I don't know what his goal would be today, but I think he's naturally quick. He'd want to be going up against the clock a bit.
At a good pace. Obviously, the first part of this round is not based on time, though you can get time from it. So you have a certain amount of time you can do it in. After the hollard jump is where your time starts, and that's when you can put foot and show your worth.
Very well ridden now on that tricky line 4 to 5, and now you're probably going to see him put his foot down. Come on, get going. Yeah.
The horse seems to be missing an eye on its left side. So will that affect his turn to Prestige at number 11?
10 to 11, you're right. He has opted to go around from 7 to 8. Getting a little stuck in the turn there to 9, but he's keeping a good pace.
I mean, there are many good horses that jump at the highest level in the world with one eye, so it doesn't affect them, but can it affect them on a turn back? I've never had a horse with one eye, have you?
I had the privilege of riding Lord Jack, who had one eye, and he's won more classes than I have on any other horse ever.
There you go.
Sure, good round, Hamza. Yeah, the South African guys really showing their worth today. Hamza moves into 3rd place on the podium. So quite a turn of events. I mean, I know these are individual classes, but yesterday I think if you were to go on a point system with the riders, South Africa would have been in 3rd, Ireland in 1st, and the Portuguese team was in 2nd. South Africa making good for themselves today.
Definitely, and as we just found out that Hamza is 16, the youngest member of any team, and I don't know about you, but at 16 I definitely wasn't doing this caliber of competition.
At 26, I'm not sure that I was. It's taken me. I'm a bit late starter, late bloomer.
You're a late developer, we know that,
Yeah.
Stan.
All right, next up, Daniela Pereira Rodriguez, riding Raquel Mendez' horse, CS Michaela. I touched on the fact that I really liked this horse earlier. Yeah, Raquel's done an amazing job, and Daniela did a super job with her yesterday. She looked really good, really smooth, really accurate, really just a nice partnership. So this is going to be one to watch, I think, as well. I feel like the Portuguese girls are sort of like, they've just kept a bit quiet on day one, and they've sort of stepped it up a little bit today, but maybe they're trying to trick us or lull us into a
false insecurity. Yeah,
exactly, because they've been very accurate and cool, calm and collected in all their rounds.
Yeah, they understand maybe it's a marathon, not a sprint. Not saying that the Irish don't, but they just were very cool the first day. Very easy.
I still think the Irish are the team to beat on Saturday.
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
Open distance and paying the price for it slightly.
But you know, that's how these riders need to learn these horses and what they're going to do when they up their tempo a little bit to go against the clock. So it's something that they're going to learn, I think.
Definitely.
At least then, like, if she'd gone slowly and round and wide, she wouldn't know what she's in for on Saturday, if she is the rider that's going to be their jump-off rider. So yeah,
well, you need to test the waters.
No harm done, and good lessons learned.
Lovely 6 lost. The horse still looking very confident and comfortable.
No confidence lost, no harm done. Both of them looking like at least they have a little bit more of an understanding about each other. Now, one of the horses that I thought was amazing yesterday, Cortina RLHZ with Anna Marta de Silva Brew, Amy Hayes' horse. This right up my alley. I'd like to ride one like this. I like them a little hot and feisty. And Anna rode it beautifully yesterday. Absolutely beautifully.
Yeah, nothing beats a good chestnut mare. Is it a mare?
Yes, yeah.
It must be,
I think she was in 4th place yesterday. And she still had the handbrake on a little bit. So let's see. Anna looking really good and smooth so far. Really rode that line 4 to 5 beautifully. And let's see if she ups the tempo a little bit now when she goes into the speed section.
Hammer time, let's see. Deep shot. Careful, mare.
Also opting to go round 7 to 8 by keeping the tempo up. This horse is naturally quick over the ground, lands going at the back of each jump. Inside to number 11. Opting for the 6 down to 12, leaves it up. And into 3rd place, so knocking Hamza Minty off the podium right at the end there, and a lovely result for Anna.
Fantastic ride from Anna Abreu, coming home clear, 39.4 race second. Last first heat coming over the Toyota double, managed to jump 11 without the stirrup and brings it home in 3rd place for today's 2-phase competition. Brings to an end this competition, so please stand by your final result and prize giving in a few moments.
So we have our final results for the class. Owen Brennan taking the win by some good 3 seconds. Ashley Taylor, lovely round today in 2nd place, 40.85. Sorry, 39.02. Just give me a second while they tally up these results. Yep, so Ashley Taylor on Rockstar Bourbon in 2nd place. Anna Marta de Silva Brew on Cortina RLH in 3rd place. Hamza Minty in 4th place, so just off the podium. but a great result for him. Katy McEntee, who, correction on earlier, sorry, I said she was the Irish rider that wasn't on the podium yesterday. She was in third. Sorry, my bad, I'm getting old. Georgia Scribanti in sixth place on Continental Drift. Daniela Pereira Rodriguez in seventh on Cias Michaela. Alice Rocha LaRuca, 8th place Connell VTS. Cohen Williams, 9th place on Farnham's Go for Gold. And Thomas van Rijkersvorsel, 10th place on Ultime Deliapi.
Another exciting class. I think you could see the riders just put a little bit more pressure on their horses today. The course is a little bit more technical than it was yesterday. I think this is shaping up to be a really exciting competition on Saturday. Interesting to see some favourites potentially not performing, some underdogs overperforming. Typical show jumping, never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I think the thing to take from this as well is these are super experienced riders. The Irish riders and the Portuguese guys have ridden a lot on teams, and they've ridden at the highest level in the sport. So they'll know what they're doing. They'll know how to right the wrongs from today, and they've all got very educated and renowned team managers who will have the right advice for these young riders and put them on track for Saturday. And I think we're in for a good class on Saturday.
No, definitely. I still think even today there was a few blips here and there. I think Ireland is still a strong team. I think they're the favourites still. I mean, obviously I would love for South Africa to pull something out the bag. Would you say Ireland's still your favourite?
To be honest, I think after today, I think it's up in the air. I think all the teams have had some really good rounds and some rounds which we were a bit surprised by. Like we said, today being slightly more technical. I think some of the communication between horse and riders may be unfortunate today. So it's going to be interesting to see. Also a little bit more of a vibe here today around the arena. So, on Saturday when there's more of a crowd and just the atmosphere is more intense, it's going to be interesting to see. Some of these horses haven't competed at a very high level in the sport yet, or at the biggest shows on our show tour. So there's going to be pressure on the horses as well, and it's going to be interesting to see how they take that all in on Saturday.
Exactly, they're the prize giving going ahead to Owen Brennan. So nice that we got these top guys out from Ireland to show us how it's done, and hopefully it's the start of many more competitions like this. Obviously in South Africa we're a bit nucleated from the rest of the world, never mind the show jumping mecca that is Europe. So it's nice to see us get a bit of exposure to that lifestyle and that competitive environment that these guys almost compete in on a weekly basis.
Nice to see Ashley Taylor receiving her first rosette in her mom's green jacket.
There you go.
Quite a sentimental moment for her mom.
Truly, I mean, Lorette is one of the greats in South African show jumping. I think still will be for many years to come. And I think Ashley, I don't know if Ashley's going to take a career in horses. She did mention to me when we were chatting at the last show that she wants to go on a bit of a gap year, maybe ride a bit, then study. So, yeah, I don't know if she's going to be professional at an early stage, but I'm sure later in life, I don't think she'll ever give it up, and she definitely has a footing.
No, it's in her blood. And there'll be no prouder father on the showgrounds today than Ashley Taylor's father. Barry, a big supporter of Ashley from the early days. And just a nice moment for them. In third place, Anna Marta de Silva Brew on Amy Hayes Cortina RLHZ, bred by Ryan Harvey. That's a lovely little horse, and I think that's going to be a good contender. Like, if you want to cut some seconds off your team's time on Saturday, I think she's quick, careful, and really a super competitive little mare. And then rounding out the prizes today, Hamza Minty, our youngest rider in the team events, on Caldame's Aragon, owned by Michaela Cutts. He had a really nice round today. So yeah, the South Africans, I think, upped their game a bit today. They've got some really good results. We're gonna listen to the national anthem of Ireland now.
And with that, folks, one last time for this class, let's put our hands together for the winning rider, Owen Brennan of Ireland, on Sesfakila, Callao Consigo.
Fantastic class there, Sten. The prize winning just finishing there, and the winners going up on their lap of honor.
And
the horse is getting a bit excited.
Quite excited. I think Ashley's horse took off with her. Hamza hanging on for dear life at the back there. If that's anything to go by, the jump off of the team event, if there is one, is going to be one hell of a speed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think I can't wait for Saturday. I think it's building up, been building up every competition. My plan is late to go into the tent and chat to some of these guys, see what they think of the atmosphere, see what they think about South Africa and the horses, and try get into their heads and see what they're planning for Saturday.
Yeah, I think we're in for some really good entertainment and good sport. So join us on Saturday for the Tri-Nations. I think it's going to be a hell of a class.
Yeah, that's all from us then. From me, Lawrence, and Sten next to me, and we look forward to chatting to you guys again on Saturday.
Thanks for having me, Lawrence.
Just as time to go grab something delicious to eat and drink and be back in your seats shortly for the start of that class. 334 Sport Horse Stud, our proud sponsors of this World Cup qualifier show. The 334 Sport Horse Stud, where champions are bred and legends are made. Don't forget, Top Bets are proudly sponsoring our grooms at this show, and as a result, there's a fantastic opportunity for your grooms to win 3,000 Rand. It's free to enter the raffle for your grooms. Make sure you get their names in at the show office before Sunday, as on Sunday we'll be doing the draw. The winning groom picks up 3,000 Rand, second place 2,000, and the third groom 1,000 Rand for their efforts.